I am still alive. Yes, it has been a long time since I made a video on anything. Um, the Dreamcast project is still in limbo, and I'll have to go through that and sort out a bunch of stuff. The power supply for the machine actually is playing up, so that machine I do not want to turn on. It's got some shorting issues. It's currently spazzing right the hell out. But anyway, I got a CPS2 game. I got a copy of X-Men versus Street Fighter. That went really grady. Apparently we're shooting in 4K at 30 FPS. But it's still a bit speckly, and look at that autofocus going off. I have to have a look at how well this camera records CRT screens. Speaking of, this is what I used to record on. This thing finally died. The battery is kaput. And yeah, so that's a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. And good night, sweet prince, and goodbye, old friend. I am now recording on my new phone, which is a Asus ROG gaming phone. It's even got the LED lights on the back because you can't be a gamer without LEDs. Apparently, like I don't care, but it's great so far. I love it. Anyway, so this board works. So turn it on and let's actually see what the camera is like on recording a CRT. But I've picked up a undammed Infinikey. I've got two of them, to be honest. I'm going to install them into this board. This board's actually working, but I want to permanently revive it, even though it's not dead, but I want to keep it alive for many years to come. So what we're going to do for this board is we're going to remove the suicide battery, assuming that it's still in there, and assuming that this game hasn't been Phoenixed. I don't think it has, because usually in Phoenix games they come up and they say, Phoenix version, because all the ROMs are reburnt. Which this isn't the case. This screen on this camera, this looks fantastic. This is great. This is really clear. So you could probably expect a lot more videos coming. I'm actually going to be cutting and chopping a lot of this anyway, since I'm doing this one-handed. I can't solder and record at the same time with one hand. I do have a tripod that I've ordered today, actually, so it's going to be a while until it comes. But yeah, I've been busy with work and a lot of stuff anyway, so that's what's kept me at bay and why I've been gone for so long. This is probably going to be a fairly long video because we're already at like nearly 4 minutes. So I'm going to cut to the chase. I got some security bits. What was it? The Torx T20, I think, is the screws for this thing, which we're going to crack it open and have a look at. But yeah, I'll get to that and I'll be back. The magic of editing. Okay, now that we've got our star wipe, which doesn't exist, all out of the way. Yeah, so let's get to the board. So this is the B board, which is the game. And there is indeed a bunch of security screws. So this game has been opened. I've gone through and had a look at the warranty void stickers, which are here. So there's a bunch of screws underneath that. But it is indeed a T20 Torx security bit. So I went down to JCar earlier today and got a set of security screws or screwdrivers. And on this board there is four security screws. So there's one here, there's one under here, one there, and one under this one. So all it is, it's just like a weird star sort of tip. And that does lots of things like Nintendo stuff. I think Nintendo uses this, or Nintendo uses the Tri-Wing stuff. But yeah, always use a clean workspace. Don't be like me. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are probably like me anyway. Crap everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to rip these screws out and we'll have a look at the board. Actually, before we do that, here is the Infinikeys. So they're a little solder-on board. I've got two of them because I'm going to be trying to track down a copy of Gigawing eventually. Hopefully. That or Street Fighter Alpha 3 because I love that game. A lot of people like Alpha 2. I prefer Alpha 3. I think it's got a killer soundtrack and it just moves a lot quicker. That's my preference anyway. So yeah, I'll explain what this is in a minute. Okay, so we got the board out of the housing down here. And yeah, so from what I can see, it hasn't been phoenixed. It's had a battery replacement, but we are going to do a battery removal. I don't know what they've done there. But as far as I can see, nothing has been reburnt. Everything seems to be good. I don't know what that is. It may have come out of there. So I don't like the look of that anyway. So I'm going to flip this over. And this is what we're going to be desoldering. So I'm going to be removing these two solder points. I actually got a bunch of tweezers too. This is going to help me tremendously. So yeah, I'm going to start by removing the battery, and then we are going to start looking at soldering one of these bad boys onto this thing. Sorry about that, I got a little bit carried away and ahead of myself. So I'm actually not going to be removing the battery. I had the board upside down. Silly me. So here's the battery points down here. I'm actually not going to be removing the battery. So this is a revision 6. So this little code here. So that -6, this is a Rev 6 board. And this is the Infinikey out of its lovely packaging. And so up here it says open for Rev 5. So I'm going to be putting a little blob of solder across that bridge, because this is a Rev 6 and not a Rev 5. I've also had a look and looked for what the code is. So a 1 is a bridge and a 0 is an open. And this is an X-Men vs Street Fighter Asia version. So what we're going to be looking for here is up the top here, C9. Come over to our board here. So from this whole board down to here is C9. And this little circuit, this lovely, lovely piece of tech, is just going to connect to these pins right here on C9. So I'm going to solder this in. I'm going to get my game key all soldered together, and then after that, I'll remove the battery. It just allows me more time to play with, just in case. I mean, it's not gonna wipe the ROMs. It will once I take the battery out, but just be a little safe. So I'll get that all put in, and then I'll be back. So we're all installed. So down here, we're all bridged. So we're all connected up here in C9. Badly. Open for Rev 5. It's closed because this is a Rev 6. And for the game code, right here. So it's 11010110, and that's for X-Men vs Street Fighter Asia. So that's what these the bridges do, or the jumpers. That's your game key. I've also gone ahead and I have now removed the battery. So this little sucker here has been removed. So no more leaky batteries. That is now a worry of the past. So I'm going to go through and put this all back together and stick it in the machine. But before I do that, I'll put links in the description down here of where to get these things. So there's a guy on there's a dude on YouTube who came up with this and created this thing. I'll put a link to his video on his installations on what revisions of boards, how to install different revisions. That's Undammed. This is his happy little board, happy little PCB. And I'll put a link on where to get his where to get this board off him. But for everybody else in Australia, down under in the Ausland, there's a guy goes by SneakNet. He's our local supplier for these things. So I'm going to put all this back together. I will pop it in the machine. I'll be right back and start doing all the linky goodness. Just a little bit of self-advertising. Alright, let's go stick this thing in. I forgot my mic. So we're back and we're all installed, and oh man, like this is a massive relief. So no more battery that I have to worry about for I no longer have to worry about the battery dying on me, which is a massive relief. And let's have a quick game. I don't have the kick harness installed, so we're just limited on buttons. But yeah, so we got Undammed, which is the creator of this thing. I'll jeez, okay. How do I play? Yeah, he's the creator of this thing. And I'll put a link down to his channel and his install in the description here. I'll put a link on where to get it from him. And also put a link down to sneak.net on where to get it locally here in Australia. It's a fantastic little board. And holy crap, I'm getting my ass absolutely kicked. I suck! Alright guys, that's it. Until I get a tripod, this box is gonna do. Woo. But yeah, I'm liking this camera too. But yeah, I ended up getting the instruction manual and the move sheets and everything. I ended up mounting it to a board down here. But this board is going to be going into the Challenger, well, E, into the blue Challenger clone at some point. Maybe, not sure. See how it goes. Anyway, guys, undammed Infinikey and sneaknet.io. Catch you guys.